Alright, brew tubers, it is brew day. I'm doing sour ale today. Got behind and wasn't able to film early on, but I finally bought a grain mill, so I grain my own mills for the first time. You can see I have some really cloudy work going here. Right now I'm doing a protein rest. You know, I'm using 6 pounds of Pilsner malt and 3 pounds of unmalted wheat, hence all that cloudiness. So I'm not doing an authentic, you know, turbid mash. I'm just gonna try to do my best to kind of do a fake version of that. And so I'm gonna do a protein rest, and then I'm gonna bump it up to your typical rest temperature, you know, your conversion temperatures, and then I'll just start boiling. And this is a brew in the bag, as you can see. So I'm gonna get up to you know, full volume in this kettle, do everything on my stovetop in my kitchen today, and just try to make it real simple. And then over here I pulled off maybe like 2 quarts of the initial wort, and I'm gonna bring that up to a simmer, which I'm working on right now. Gets all that nice starches in there. I mean, there's some grain in there probably too, which is fine. You know, it's kind of sort of decoction-esque. But this, you kind of want to deactivate all those enzymes that potentially could be in there. Get a nice starch going. So anyway, I'm going to work on this, continue to fill up, and I'll show you kind of what yeast and bacteria I'm using, along with the latest toy, the grain mill. Yeah, this is the mill I got, the barley crusher malt mill. Came with the base, and I just got the smaller hopper. Don't be like me and be stupid and forget to charge up your drill, because I have this drill and both my batteries for it are dead, so I use the hand crank. That is not fun, especially when you're doing unmalted barley, or unmalted wheat, which is really rock hard. Took some adjustments and multiple runs, and I finally got a decent crush on that. So that's why I wasn't able to film that, because I was just pretty frustrated and mad at myself for not having any batteries charged. So if you have a battery powered drill, yeah, get it. Make sure everything's charged the day before. So it's a two roller mill, pretty easy to adjust. And I'll have to do my next crush and see how it works, because I had to adjust it for the unmalted wheat. So we'll see how that goes in the future. So this is where we are in the brewing process. I'm up to my rest temperature. I'm about 148. Actually, I should probably check that, see if I'm a little higher than that right now. I'm not too worried about a consistent mash. As long as I'm in the upper 140s for a while, I'll be happy. I'm not too concerned about exact temperatures for this particular beer. Yeah, so I'm approaching upper 140s there. Yeah, 148, I mean, that's pretty good. It's probably where I want to be. I'll bump it up later, go to upper 150s. And then over here I have that wort I pulled off simmering away. And I'll show you kind of what I'm doing with the yeast. So the yeast is in these 2 growlers. On the left is dregs of, well, I'll have to look, but one of them is 3 Fonteinen dregs that I bumped up with a starter, and the other is Cantillon dregs that I bumped up with the starter. I can't remember the exact beers that went into it, but there's multiple bottles for each one. And those have been going for about 3 weeks now, I believe. And I wish the camera would pick it up, but yeah, I don't think you can see it, but there's a pellicle on one of them formed. So yeah, it's kind of hard to see through these growlers, but yeah, I've been growing those up for 2 weeks. So I'm gonna dump both those in, and those should work. We'll see how it works, but should work okay. They're definitely there's definitely a Brett alive in those beers, and hopefully the rest of the bugs will be alive as well. So yeah, that's the brew day. It's gonna be a 2-hour boil too, with aged lambic hops. So yeah, that'll be fun. Shouldn't be too long since I'm doing brew in the bag. Okay, so here's the hops I'm going to use, just a ½ ounce of these. Kind of the irony of being from fresh hops. So these, they call them lambic hops. They're from 2008. They're Willamette. Nicely aged, cheese-free hops. If you age hops, they're gonna get really cheesy after a while, but then it goes away. These are really like kind of spicy, earthy. And gonna be throwing those in the boil for 2 hours. Coming over here, what I did is I bumped this up to like 156 degrees with the stuff I had simmering over here. Now I'm just heating up regular water. I figure out you can always have more water, and usually with brew in the bag you don't do sparging, but with this one I'm gonna do some sparging. I mean, with lambic you can sparge at 190 degrees near boiling water. You don't have to worry about tannins going into the beer. Tannins are part of making you know, a lambic type of wort, which I'm kind of doing but not really. I mean, this is an American take on the style for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go about 10 minutes and I'm gonna start cranking up the heat on this one and just kind of do a little bit of a mash out. And I'm really anxious to get to a boil, so this isn't too long of a brew. Alright, so got the boil going. Let's see, it's got an hour and a half to go. Yeah, it takes forever on these things. So anyway, half an ounce of those hops went in, and now we play the waiting game. All I'm gonna film from this brew day, because here on out, you know, it's a normal beer. Chill it down, cool it. I'm gonna pitch those 2 growlers I showed you, and just gonna let it sit. But I got one more thing that I'm gonna be doing today, so I might as well talk about that. So here's the other project I have going today. I am gonna keg up this beer. This is my Belgian Pale Ale I threw a bunch of Brett dregs into. I took bottles of Green Flash Rayon Vert, Anchorage Galaxy, and Orval, made a Brett starter. I think I went about a week ahead of, I think I let the starter go about a week, and as you can see, it's still got a little bit of a pellicle on there. There was one more prominent before, but let's try to get down in there so you can see some of that nice Brett work. This thing smells awesome. It kind of smells like those beers. Maybe a little more of, you know, it's not super horse blanky, but it's got some fruitiness to it. Definitely a lot of wet hay character as well. So this is almost 11 months old. It'll be 11 months in about a week. So I'm gonna keg this up, carbonate it up, see how it tastes, see if I want to add any fruit or anything else to the beer, because at this point I was gonna add oak and I decided not to. I don't know, this was the test. This is the first one I've done and it's finally ready, so looking forward to trying this one out. So that's gonna wrap it up for this brew day. You know, it's gonna be a long time till you'll see my thoughts on this beer that I'm brewing today, but maybe I'll post on this beer here, talk about it a little more, because I don't think I filmed brew day. So alright guys, that's it. Cheers.